Hello students, last day you saw that how the arrival of a strange person at a strange season, in the season in which nobody expect, guests in Iping village, it actually make a news for everyone, and especially when the stranger was with such an uncommon appearance, who is actually everyone start discussing about his arrival in the whole area of Iping. And Mrs. Hall, the landlord's wife, made every effort to be friendly. Now we will continue the chapter, and we will see that about Mrs. Hall, who was the landlady of that place, of that inn. Inn is actually a residential hotel, as I explained you last day. You can write the meaning of all the hard words in your notebooks, but students who have the help book, they would get the meaning in the book itself, but the words which have not been given in the book, you can write from the explanation that I do. Generally I do not make you a written note of the words, but in oral explanation you can write down the meanings also. So who was Mrs. Hall? Mrs. Hall was actually the landlady of that place. If she was the wife of landlord, it means she was the landlady of the place, and she made all the efforts that she could do to please her guests. She tried to be very friendly with the scientist, but Griffin had no desire to talk and told her, "My reason for coming to Iping is desire for solitude." So now actually we are seeing here that in this line that Mrs. Hall, the landlady of the inn, actually the lady owner of the inn, actually tried to be very friendly with the stranger, to be very friendly with the Griffin, but Griffin had no desire to talk to her. And she actually, instead being friendly with her, she actually told her that she has come to Iping in this season because she wanted to be in solitude. She want solitude, she want loneliness, उसको एकांत चाहिए, and that is why he has come in Iping to write, for getting the loneliness for his experiments. And he actually did not want to be very friendly with anyone, and here in this case with Mrs. Hall, because he thought that his secret would be disclosed if he would do so. And that is exactly why he is telling to Mrs. Hall that I do not wish to be disturbed in my walk. And he is actually seeking, he is asking Mrs. Hall that he has come here for solitude. Solitude means ekant. So he has come here to live in solitude, so he does not want to be disturbed in his work. And what work he has told to Mrs. Hall that he does, and he actually also explained that why he has bandage on his face. He said that an accident has affected his face. So actually he had to give an explanation for each and every of his body part was actually covered with a piece of cloth, and as in the face, what he would have obviously attached, that was actually the bandage, and nothing else he would have wrapped. So everyone just thought that everyone before that was also guessing that he would have been met an accident, and he also just justified that by saying his face was is actually affected by the accident. Satisfied that her guest was an eccentric scientist, and in the view of the fact that he had paid her in advance, Mrs. Hall was prepared to excuse his strange habits and irritable temper. So now with the answer and whatever Mr. Griffin actually told to Mrs. Hall, Mrs. Griffin was very much satisfied with that, and now just she believed the fact that his guest is actually an eccentric scientist. Who is an eccentric scientist? An eccentric scientist is actually a scientist who is slightly odd and strange in behavior. So in simple word, an odd scientist or a strange type of scientist. The word eccentric means odd or strange. So actually, and she was happy in a way also that her guest, it means Griffin, has already paid her in advance, so she does not have any problem with that, and that is exactly what she just made herself prepare to just tolerate his strange habits and irritable temper that this scientist Griffin had. Student, in this story a very summary of that novel has been given, the novel of Invisible Man, written by H.G. Wells. So actually, the explaining that slightly becomes, sometimes to understanding becomes difficult for you, because in a very short way the summary has been given, because you might not understand the strange habits, what kind of strange habits that Griffin actually showed there, because those things have been written in the books, but here in the summary, nothing has been said, nothing has been explained, only the summary has been written. So to get the whole idea and whatever is really happening, it's always better to read the novel, but just try to understand that there are so many things that he did there after reaching there, after going into Iping, living in that small inn. He did so many things that a normal person and the common people does not do generally. So that is why he became a subject of topic for everyone there in the Iping.